Hey guys, welcome back to Super Guy KY. So a few videos ago I said we were going to do a full maintenance on my old Cub Cadet. So today is that day. Here's that entire maintenance kit for my Kohler engine, plus the 2 headlights I'm going to replace, because this one is super dull and this one doesn't work at all. Why? Because there's no headlight there. So this is my old Cub Cadet model 2206. She's definitely seen better days and has almost 900 hours, 892 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all of this, then keep watching on the channel because I have a brand new mower reveal to show. So I'm getting this one ready for its new owner when I sell it. So what comes in this little kit here? Let's take a look. All right, so this is for the Kohler Command Pro. Mine's a 20 horsepower, so it fits right in here. I got this little kit from Tractor Supply, and don't worry, I'll put it in the description below, everything that's inside of it. So pretty standard stuff. We have an oil filter, air filter, the pre-filter, spark plug, 2 quarts of oil, and a new fuel filter right here, okay? Plus, remember, I got these 2 little bulbs here. Everything will be in the description below. But all that I'm using for this, I've got a few Kroger bags or Publix, Albertsons, Hy-Vee. Then I've got a standard 13-gallon trash bag, oil catch, some paper towels, and this special fast orange wipes. These work really well. And then my handy dandy tool set from Harbor Freight. This set never lets me down. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's hop right into it. Okay, so to get to everything, obviously you gotta raise the hood, so. Okay, but these side panels, both of them on both sides, so they both are gonna have to come off, so I'll go ahead and do that now. All that it is, you see right in here, this is just a wing nut. Okay, you just spin it. Now right here, that's the exhaust. Make sure you don't touch that, that's really hot. Okay. Yeah, it's relieving the pressure right here. Okay. Now once that's off, there's supposed to be a second one here, but it didn't come with it. So once that's off, you just jiggle. Okay. Gotta relieve a little more pressure. I probably have to get this whole thing off here. Right in there. And, okay. Now this is coming off with the spring. See that spring right there? Okay, off, and there we go, got it all off. Okay, now just jiggle a little bit. There we go, whole thing comes out. Remember, you have a lip right in there. Okay, take that off. Set it to the side. Right here is the oil filter. And all sorts of junk everywhere. Before you drain the oil, clean all of this out. That's just the easiest thing to do. Now watch this with my finger. Oh wait, there's something in there. Right here. That's the oil drain plug, okay? Oil drain plug. So there's only 2 ways to really do this. Right here, you put a little plastic hose on here, and then you drain it into exactly where you want, or you just pull this out and then oil flows everywhere. So I'm down here at the farm and I don't really care about the little bit of oil that's gonna pop out, so I'm just gonna let it fall out. But if you're in your driveway, you don't want this oil everywhere, so make sure you have a little plastic hose. I think this is 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch for this little nipple right here, right there. Okay. All right, let's hop to it. Okay, so it started raining a little bit worse than I thought. So came inside the garage, have the lawnmower on some 2x6s here. So before, panels off, hoods up. So make sure you crack this before you get the drain out, okay? Here's the drain plug, just like we talked about before. Here's that filter. Now make sure everything is all cool. You don't want any hot oil all over your hands. It'll burn and it'll really hurt. So if you have an air compressor, go ahead and spray all of this out. I didn't because this is gonna go to its new owner soon, so it's not really a huge issue for me. But you can go ahead, start to crack your filter, and let that all drain out. I have my oil catch can down here, and it's just coming right off the cross member. So let's zoom in here. You can see off this oil filter, it's dripping right here. Here's the crossbar, and it's going right into the oil drain pan right down here. Now it will go off the back here. Even if it goes off the back, it's still on the inside of my catch can, okay? Be gentle when you take this off. Remember, this will be full of oil, okay? Okay, well, wait until you feel the threads overlap on each other, okay? There, I just feel it, okay? There's a good gap right here. I can put my finger in this gap in between the oil filter and the machine surface of the engine. So there's a good gap for the threads that you go onto. Now, just gonna take it off. I'm lifting up. Now, in your catch can, point it down. Point it down, let all the oil drain out of it. Let all the oil drain out of here too. Same on the cross member, all right? Okay, so we let the filter drain for probably about 5 minutes here. So now we're gonna open up the crankcase drain. Right here is the crankcase drain. So you pop this open. Now, if you really want to, you can put a piece of plastic on that. I never have, but then you're gonna pull it out and then twist it. So out and twist. This is gonna be, it's a little difficult to do actually. Okay, that's a twist. And now it's out. And there goes all the oil, okay? Okay. Now you can see it's all that dark black char. Let's zoom in right here. You can see all that real dark oil. So I did need to change the oil in this lawnmower. So now we're gonna let this drain for about 5 minutes. Okay, so before I go ahead and replace the filter and put the oil back in this, let's see what comes inside this kit. All right. So this is what they call a performance, Pro Performance oil filter from Kohler for the Kohler engines. This is a brand new fuel filter, and this is actually gonna go right here, actually. This is a new air filter and a new pre-filter right here. See that? See? Okay. Instructions. Two brand new spark plugs here. Part number on this is 2513223. Now I went over spark plug gap in a separate video, so if you want to know that, check that video out. I'll put the link in the description below. And here is the high dollar Kohler engine oil. Now 10W30 is 10W30. It doesn't really matter if you ask me. This is just what came with the kit. So as long as it works, I really don't care. If you want to know everything that comes with it, here it all is. Okay, so we're still waiting on the oil to drain a little bit, but let's go ahead and change out this air filter. It's really easy. All you do is spin this counterclockwise. This whole cover will come off. Okay, see? That's what spins right there in the middle. See that? Okay, but this doesn't come off, so don't try and get that off. So out with the old and in with the new. So this is just a Oh, that's tough to get off. So I admit defeat, I got my big pliers. There we go. Now it's easy. Now it's easy. Yeah, there's no way the vacuum was that strong. No way. Okay, now I'm just gonna lift the whole thing off, just like that. Now, underneath here is the carburetor and the fuel line. Don't touch that, okay? Something look a bit fishy to you? These aren't the same thing. They're the same diameter, as you can tell. This little cup, you gotta take this cup out, okay? So right here, all that you do, you pop it out just like that, okay? You pop out that cup, and all you do is you put it right here, okay? Give it a little bit of a push. Now this ridge right here, this little rubber ridge, that's where this seated on, okay? See this little ridge right here? It's kind of like an O-ring. This ridge is where this seated on. For this cup, you gotta give it a little bit of a push, okay? Now, there's a pre-filter and an air filter, okay? See? Get that off. Both of them are right here. Let's put it back on. Okay, before you put it on, for your pre-filter, make sure you have this perfectly aligned all the way around. So go around it just like a tire. Okay, just do your small adjustments. Okay, little bit by little bit. Okay, I'll get that off. Okay, now it's ready to go back in. You're gonna place this right in the middle, that threaded spline right there, okay? Now you take your little wing nut. This you gotta put it on clockwise. Okay, nice and easy. Now you don't have to get this too tight. Hand tight. Yeah, that's plenty. Now take our cover right here. This is the Kohler Command 20 on this lawnmower. Make sure you have this edge in the back. Okay? What you do, line it up, and screw it down. Make sure you're actually on that thread. 1 second here. This is not very easy to line up. You just got to keep guessing until you catch the threads. Maybe this has to be a little bit down, a little bit tighter. Catch the threads. There we go, I got it. Okay. Yep, that's not going anywhere. All right, done. So I'm still waiting a little bit for a little more oil to drip out of the engine, but what I can do is I can put the new oil filter on, okay? Move that cap up there. So once again, this is the Kohler Pro Performance Filter. Here's your part number right here, 5205002. Okay, now just like it says, we need to put a little bit of clean oil right on this gasket, okay? So you get some 10W30 oil. Doesn't have to be Kohler, just plain 10W30. This just came with the kit for me. So, okay. So now, I'll let you do. Put your finger in here. Get some of that oil. Okay, you'll feel it when you get the oil. Make sure you get a thin ring of clean new oil right on that, okay? See how that's glistening a little bit right here? That's the new oil. See that on my finger? Okay? All that you do, you just screw it on. Make sure your machine surface is clean. I wipe this with a paper towel before doing this. Right here. All that you do is you gently screw it on. This is clockwise. Now, see how easy that is? Now, you don't have to get this super tight. That's tight enough, okay? Just tight enough that you can just barely move it with your hand, okay? That's that. Okay, so I'm still waiting for all that oil to drain out, so we're gonna go ahead and change the spark plug. So all you do is you pop off this wire, okay? Now, this is 5/8 of an inch. I have other special sockets that are just for spark plugs. I know everyone's gonna be screaming at me, but you can just use a plain socket if you're really gentle, just like this. So it has to be deep lug, just like this. This is 5/8. All you do is a 1/2 inch drive socket. All you do is you break it, and then you can go ahead and get it out by hand, just like this. Now I'll show you a brand new one versus this old one. This spark plug gap is supposed to be 30 thousandths of an inch. Okay? Now wait, she's about to come out. Okay? And here we go. Careful you don't drop it, okay? So here's a brand new one, and that's our old one. You can see all of this old exhaust garbage and all of that combustion that got all over it. You can't even... Oh, so this is a champion. Look at that. This is a completely different spark plug. It's not a Kohler one. So whoever had this lawnmower before me put a champion spark plug in it. So once again, I went over the gap in a different video, but this gap on these are supposed to be 30 thousandths of an inch. Let's go ahead and get a brand new one back in. So you take your brand new one and see the hole, okay? That's the top of the cylinder. All we're gonna do is pop it in. You screw it in by hand until you can't anymore, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right. Here we go. We're almost fully seated here on the threads. There we go. Now, you take your ratchet. Now the torque spec for this is 20 foot-pounds. Once again, 20 foot-pounds. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ballpark it with my 1/2 inch. Wait until it catches. Nice and gentle. Just like that. Now, all you do is you pop the ignition wire back on. Wait until you hear it pop. Hear that pop, that click? That means it's fully seated and we have good spot. I'll go ahead and do the other side. So we have a brand new oil filter on here. We replaced the air filter, the pre-filter, and the entire filter. We replaced both spark plugs. I think that's long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. So I push it in and then I twist it. Which way? All right. All right, now I'm gonna put the little plug back on. So now I'm gonna clean all of this up, and then I'm gonna re-pour the oil in. Okay? Now, before that, let's go ahead and put a new filter on here, okay? Okay, so before we refill the oil, I'll actually put this cap back in so nothing falls inside of there. Just like that, okay? So before we refill this with oil, let's change the fuel filter. So if you have something that hasn't been touched for probably 10 years, it'll be very brittle, so be very gentle. Okay, just move the clamp. Okay, on the bottom, the same thing. Get a good bite. There we go, there we go. All right, now be really gentle, and remember there is directions to these. They go one way. This is in and this is out. Arrow, that way, okay? See that arrow right here? See that arrow right here? See? Both made in India, slightly different part numbers, doesn't matter. As long as these plenums go right inside the hoses on the ID, the inner diameter here, okay? So, be real gentle. You can hear that squeak a little bit. Now, just so you know, there will be some gasoline coming out. Okay, there will be gasoline coming out, so just Just watch that. Even put a little bit in your oil catch can if you want. So now, gonna get the bottom out. Move it, come on, come on. Yeah. There we go, I got it. So let the gas drain out of it, okay? Now remember, there's an arrow. That's coming out because that's pre-primed, coming from the gas tank. Let's go ahead and put the new one on. So go ahead and put this in. Make sure you get those plenums in there, okay? Now you hear that click? That click means it's fully seated. Now I'll do the same thing with up top. Click, okay? Make sure you get these clamps back on here. Okay, same with the bottom clamp. There'll be a little bit of gasoline around. Don't be surprised. That just happens. Okay, nice all the way up. Okay, make sure you have your little jackets right here. They're back up. Okay. Remember, you have the same arrow. Okay, arrow going up from the gas tank to the engine. In, out. Okay. Arrow up. Okay, so before I refill this with oil, what I'm going to do is replace both headlights with these right here, Sylvania 1156. So don't worry, I'll put this in the description below, just like all the tools I use, just like all the parts. So let's go ahead and get these sockets out here. Start with this side. All that you do, you give it a quarter turn and it comes right out. Now I'm going to disconnect both leads and I'll show you why. Come over here into the light. You can see that this bulb is completely destroyed. It's gone. I took apart that headlight assembly and I kid you not, all of the glass was in there. So at some point in time, someone completely destroyed this headlight. And you can see I'm trying to get this out with my needle nose pliers and it doesn't want to cooperate here. A second, let me just try and spin it. Now I've got a twisted hunk of metal basically inside there. So I switched to some slightly bigger pliers. If I push this in a little bit, then I twist. Oh, is that the right way? Not that way, but this way. If I can wiggle it. If I can wiggle this out. Come on. Come on, come out, come out, come out, come out. That doesn't want to come out. I've got it at the right orientation because these are quarter turn. You can see right there. It's quarter turn to come out. But it doesn't wanna. Oh, there we go. See? There's these two little ears. One right here, one right here. An old mechanic told me that's how these go in. So what you want to be very careful of, you want to make sure you don't damage your plastic housing, okay? You can damage the bulb all you want, or the old remnants of it like I have here, but you do not ever want to destroy your housing because you can't get a new one of these. You can get a bazillion bulbs, but just try to make sure your housings are in good condition. Now, all I have to do is get this out, and I hope it fits. Obviously, be gentle with these bulbs because they're brand new. We look at the bottom. They look about the same, still have those ears. So if I put this in, just like that, then I give it 1/4 turn. Hey, look at that. Put it in just like this, and I'm gonna spin it clockwise. All right, it's in, let's get it back in. Okay, so when you're putting this back in, if you took it off the leads just like I did, now you don't have to worry about mixing these up, this one with that one or that one with this one, because these are two different size leads, okay? It'll only fit one way. The little one only on the little one, And the big one could technically fit on both, but the big one, it just slides in and out, okay? Little one on the little one, okay? Big one on the big one. All right, now I'm gonna turn the key and see if it works. Hey, look at that. All right, so when you get it back in, see these ears right here? How you have to do it, you have to angle it in on one side, just like that, and there's a cutout right there, and now you do a quarter turn clockwise. Now I'm gonna replace the other one right here. But on this one, all I have to do is quarter turn the bulb, and I can do this by hand because this is a good one, and it'll wiggle out, okay? Just like that. I'll put a new bulb in. Okay, and here's the new bulb. Get it in, quarter turn click. See that? See that right there? Inside this little window, that's how you can tell. Zoom in. See this little window right here? That's how you can tell if it's seated. So no, comes out. Yes, it's staying in, okay? Now let's check the bulbs again. All right, they both work. Let's get it back in. Same way, gentle, gentle. Okay, here, here, here. Everything's in, let's refill it with oil. All right, so we're about time to close out the video. Part everyone's been waiting for. Let's go ahead, refill it with oil. Now an old mechanic, a long time ago, he taught me, if you just cut off, obviously this was a pretty quick job, you just cut off the end to a 1-quart container, then you made your own funnel. And look at this, see that size? See that? Look at that, okay? Now it does fit, but it will still leak out at the bottom if you're not careful. So all that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my brand new Kohler oil, and I'm just gonna be gentle as I fill it in. Now I'm gonna watch at the bottom to see if any comes out right here, okay? Now let's go ahead and refill it. Make sure you don't fill it too fast. If you fill it too fast, it'll go ahead and bubble up. Kind of like diesel fuel, it'll bubble up. Diesel fuel's foam, obviously, kind of like beer. But I'm going nice and slow, nice and easy. There we go, that's 1 quart, just about done. I'm just letting it drip for a little bit. And at the bottom, I don't see any oil coming out, so I'm still good. I'm gonna go to my 2nd quart. A little tough to get that off one-handed, but here's a tip. If you start pouring, pour from the side, okay? Pour from the side. See? No choking, no pop, 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 pop. Just oil in, oil out. Now you can twist it, just like that. Keep looking at the bottom. Keep looking at the bottom of that fill. Make sure nothing's coming out. Now I can just hold it here. Just let it drip a little bit. Now this exact engine, the Kohler Command 20, this one takes 2 quarts. So it's real easy. All you do, you pop open 2 new 1-quart bottles of 10W30 and you pour it in. So I'm gonna wait just another minute, let everything keep dripping here. Okay, now just let it go a little bit longer. Now the second this comes off, remember, you have to plug it, okay? If you have your own homemade funnel, just like I do here. Now plug it, okay? Plug it. This one, Pennzoil, was still have red caps. Now we'll go ahead, put this on. That's upside down, so I'll go like this. As long as the oil can is facing straight up. Now once you fill it with oil, how do you know if it's enough? Grab a paper towel, okay? Fold it in half. Let's go to the other side. All you do is grab your dipstick, assuming your mower has a dipstick, this one does. You take it off, you wipe it, okay? Make sure there's nothing on it, make sure it's clean, okay? Just like that. Clean it off, just like this, okay? Now right there on the crosshatch, see that? Crosshatch right there. Now it should be towards the top of that crosshatch. All right, very bottom, see that? Now we're gonna take it, put it all the way in. Make sure it seats, all the way at the bottom. Then pull it back up. Let's take a look. And we are right to the top of that crosshatch. That is perfect. That is just perfect. It's actually a little bit over full, but that's because the oil filter is not full of oil right now. Alright guys, so everything's done by now. All that I did is I took everything out and I put it in here. So the old air filter, the old spark plug, old fuel filter, oil filter, all that stuff is back in there. Don't forget, we also replaced the headlights on this right here. Hey guys, so we have everything done on this 2206 Cub Cadet here. So if the video was helpful, it gave you some new information about how to maintain your mower, give it a thumbs up. If you like seeing other do-it-yourself videos, whether it's automotive, home improvement, or just standard do-it-yourself handyman stuff, consider subscribing. And as always, be super today.